Economics, the science that explains how humans moved from trading goats to arguing about Bitcoin on Twitter. Some people think economics is boring, others think it's evil. And economists? They just argue with each other until everyone falls asleep. But today, don't worry. We are not doing equations. We are doing drama. History, rumors, betrayals, victories, and yes, a few bad jokes. Welcome to the craziest journey through the history of economics. Let's rewind 5,000 years. In Mesopotamia, money wasn't coins, it was grain and beer. Imagine your salary in six-pack bottles. Egyptians taxed wheat, and if you didn't pay, Pharaoh sent soldiers. Harsh HR department. Greeks debated fairness. Aristotle warned against usury, while Plato dreamed of philosopher kings sharing everything. Romans? They didn't dream, they taxed. Roads, armies, even urine was taxed. Yes, Emperor Vespasian literally taxed pee. That's the first liquid asset in history. So if you think your taxes stink today, remember, they used to, literally. Middle Ages. Europe was praying, farming, and broke. The church said lending money with interest was a sin. But merchants in Venice and Florence, they had an idea. Don't call it interest, call it a fee. Boom, banking was born. Double-entry bookkeeping appeared, so a merchant could track how much wine he drank on credit. Rumor says Italian bankers hid coins in hollowed-out loaves of bread. Practical and delicious. 1500s. New world discovered. Spain ships gold home like Amazon Prime deliveries. Other nations panic. The new rulebook. Hoard gold, export more, import less. Mercantilism. England passed navigation acts, forcing colonies to trade only with them. France built colonies for sugar, spices, and bragging rights. It was basically Survivor Global Edition. But here's the twist. While Europe was obsessed with gold, global trade networks, silk, tea, spices, were shaping economics far more than shiny coins. '18th century. Enlightenment thinkers start asking, how do markets actually work? Adam Smith, the rock star of economics, writes Wealth of Nations in 1776. His idea, free markets plus competition, = invisible hand guiding prosperity. David Ricardo, comparative advantage. Translation, if Portugal makes wine, England makes cloth, everyone wins. Unless you actually like English wine, in which case nobody wins. Thomas Malthus warned that population grows faster than food. Basically the original doomsday economist. Fun fact, he was wrong. Technology saved us from his gloomy prediction. So classical economics was born. Simple, hopeful, optimistic. But reality had other plans. Factories roar, smoke fills the sky, children working 14 hours, wages tiny, profits huge. Enter Karl Marx. Marx sees the gap between rich and poor and shouts, "Workers of the world, unite!" He predicts capitalism will collapse. His dream? A classless society. His critics? They call him dangerous. And yet Marx gave voice to millions who felt crushed by the system. His ideas inspired revolutions, unions, and endless political debates. Even today, half the internet fights about whether Marx was a genius or just an angry philosopher with a great beard. 20th century. The Roaring '20s crash into the Great Depression. Banks fail, people starve, economists panic. Enter John Maynard Keynes, the hero with a mustache. His message, governments must spend during crises to save jobs, even if it means debt. Radical, but it worked. Then post-1-2. Growth, highways, factories, middle-class boom. Economists cheer. Capitalism declares victory, cue confetti. But in the 1970s, oil crisis, inflation, unemployment, Keynesian magic fades. A new hero rises, Milton Friedman. His mantra, free markets, less government, more freedom. And so begins the eternal battle. Keynes versus Friedman, spend versus save, intervention versus hands off. 1990s onward, world trade explodes. Factories in Asia, finance in New York, consumers everywhere. Globalization is the buzzword. Rumors spread, China will own the world. or robots will take every job. Meanwhile, the internet creates new markets: Amazon, Google, cryptocurrencies. And economists? They're still arguing. Is globalization lifting billions out of poverty or creating inequality? The answer? Both. Economics always comes with a twist. Classical economics assumed humans are rational calculators. Wrong. We're emotional, impulsive, and sometimes trade a car just to buy a gaming PC. Behavioral economists like Daniel Kahneman proved we're biased, lazy thinkers, easily tricked by advertising. The science of economics merged with psychology, showing money isn't just numbers, it's feelings, trust, and fear. Now we face climate change, AI, digital money, even space economics. Yes, people are already debating. Who owns the moon's resources? Elon Musk probably has a plan. Crypto promised freedom from banks, then crashed like a bad soap opera. But blockchain may still reshape finance. AI might optimize trade, or replace economists. Here's the hopeful twist. Maybe the future economy will reward not greed, but creativity, cooperation, and sustainability. Imagine a world where instead of GDP, we measure gross happiness product. So what have we learned? Economics isn't just money, it's power, it's life. It's mistakes, recoveries, rumors, and revolutions. From goats to Bitcoin, from Aristotle to Keynes, from gold rushes to climate debates. Economics is our story of survival and imagination. Will the future be ruled by greed or by hope? That, my friends, depends on us. And remember, economists may disagree on everything, but they all agree on one thing. Subscribe to this channel because unlike inflation, my videos are free. See you in the next video. Until then, spend wisely, save occasionally, and laugh always.